YouTube video how I make my Ertl for crew cabs, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff you're going to need to begin with. You're going to need 2 Ertl Fords. You can get them at your local farm store. Safety glasses, Sharpies so you can mark out where you want to cut, some sandpaper, some way to cut it, which you can use this little saw right here, or you can go get a Dremel just like this. And then you're going to need a drill to take out your rivets. So to begin this process, there's going to be 3 rivets underneath this Ertl Ford, and you're going to want to drill each one out. They give you a little place where you can put your drill bit in so you can get started. What I usually try to do is find a drill bit that can go over top of it, just like that, and you can just start drilling. So after you get it all drilled out, you can then find another rivet that holds the glass in. And there's your frame and everything. Try to keep all your parts together for now, so you don't lose any. So after you get your trucks all torn apart, you're going to repeat the same process on your other truck. You're going to want to find the best cab that's going to be your back half, and the best one that's going to be the front half. So technically I don't really care. I'm just going to take a Sharpie, and I like to cut right in front of where before it divots down, give me extra room. And then on this back half where the front's going to be, I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to cut this back wall out so it'll be easier to sound the frame. So after you're done making your lines, then you can get whatever you're cutting with a handsaw or a Dremel, and you put into your vise so you don't cut yourself. And you cut. Be careful when you cut though. Don't cut too short on the cab, because then it'll look like an extended cab instead of a crew cab. So after cutting the trucks into the pieces you want, see, you can tell this is still hot, but you got the back cut out. Ain't the perfect cut, but I'm going to sand it down to make it perfect. Here are going to be the leftover pieces. You're not going to want to use those no more, so you can throw them to your side. But yeah, so I'll get this sand down and then I'll show you what it should look like. So after getting it all trimmed and everything, it should look like this after. A good way to tell if it's straight, you look underneath, and if your cab's leaned a little bit, like, well, let me try to show you. But if it's somehow leaned a little bit, you need to trim whatever side. But overall, this is looking good. And then your next part is you want to grab some 1500 sandpaper, nothing too gritty or anything. And you want to sand like this clear coat, because you can tell it's kind of shiny still. And you want kind of like a flat, how would I say this? But you kind of just want to roughen up so that paint stripper can get to it. And that's what I was going to say. So after you get all that, this rough sanded up, then you could go take it to your paint stripper. You can leave it in there for like 24 hours. It says 24 hours, leave it in there, but I usually leave it in there for like 2 hours. And yeah, so then I'll come back when it's all stripped off.